Welcome back to another episode of UFC Underworld Fight Club. Thanks for joining me. Today we'll be having a little talk about Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. No, wait. Actually, we'll be talking about Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the heavyweight championship at UFC 321. Let's begin. Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion. The way he became the heavyweight champion is not the way that he probably wanted to become the heavyweight champion. He basically got handed the recycled heavyweight championship belt when Jon Jones ducked him all the way into a false retirement, because now apparently he's out of retirement and wants to go enter the pool again, which he's done according to the reports, and he's willing to fight anybody as long as it's at the White House. Dana White is playing this game like he's not gonna let him fight at the White House. He's denying that Jon has even 1/1000th of a chance to fight at the White House. But what I say to all of that is, who gives a shit? Jon Jones, you needed to fight Tom Aspinall when you needed to fight him. You didn't. Now you're sitting on the sidelines and, your brother died. Rest in peace to him. But secretly, there's a bunch of assholes on the internet that are still sending Jon Jones messages like, your brother died because he got tired of you ducking Tom Aspinall. That's just the way the internet works, and you gotta love it. But truth be told, Tom Aspinall is now facing Cyril Gane. And Cyril Gane, he's had 2 championship opportunities already, and he fumbled them both. The first championship opportunity, he went in there and did pretty good the first 2 rounds against Francis Ngannou, but he screwed over the last 3 rounds, let Francis hold him down, and did something stupid in the 5th round and blew it all. So now he's on to Jon Jones, into which he gets submitted in 5 seconds or whatever. So now he's back in his 3rd championship opportunity, and historically no one gets more than 3 championship opportunities, if that. Usually it's just 2. He's getting 3, and that lets you know how much the UFC really is not having an abundance of high level elite heavyweight talent to throw into these main cards and championship fights, because Jesus, there's got to be somebody else who's made a name for themselves who you could throw in there for Tom at this point. For Christ's sakes, he's fought Curtis Blades, which we already knew he was going to lose, and the first fight was a fluke. Curtis Blades gets knocked out in 99% of his fights, to the best of my memory. I never really see Curtis Blades win a fight, except for that fluke win he got over Jalton Almeida a couple of months ago. But anyhow, so he's fought in Curtis Blades, Marcin Tybura. He was never really that guy. And he just beat these guys, who are just not the guys, man. At this point, let's just give the guy fucking Derek Lewis. That would have been a more interesting matchup than Cyril Gane, because we already know Cyril Gane's probably going to lose, he's probably at some point going to get knocked out. He's never been knocked out as far as I can remember, in the UFC at least. But if anybody's the man to do it, it's Tom freaking Aspinall. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I would be more happy to see Tai Tuivasa. Whatever happened to that guy? Let's get him back in there, man. I miss Tai Tuivasa. When this fight happens, I'm going to be right here watching it along with the rest of the world. But I can tell you that as much as people rallied behind Tom Aspinall for the whole Jon Jones debacle, people are not really that excited over Tom Aspinall. And I don't understand it. I really don't get it, because he's just running through guys. But for some reason, we all don't appreciate him as much as we pretend to. And the thing is, I appreciate Tom Aspinall, but let's be honest, everybody's favorite fighter is Alex Pereira right now. It's Alex Pereira, it's Ilia Topuria, it's Yuri Prochazka, it's people like freaking Max Holloway, the guys we get excited for. For some reason, people don't really get that excited for Tom Aspinall. And I don't know if it's for a lack of personality or what. It can't be because nobody likes the way he fights. But for some reason, he's just not getting all that much support. Not nearly as much as the guys that I just named. Anyhow, I'm excited for the fight. I can't wait to see it. And if you were to ask me who do I think is gonna win, dude, of course it's gonna be Aspinall. But until then, we'll just continue to see how this all turns out. The White House card is supposed to be happening next year, 2026, somewhere in June, I believe. And right now, it's still too early for them to have any sort of direction as to far as what fights are going to be on the card, who's actually going to be able to be on this honorary card, a part of this exclusive elite roster, who's going to be able to, perform and be a part of this once in a lifetime opportunity, man. The first of probably a one-off. I can't see that this is going to be something that happens more than just this one time. So I would love to see Jon Jones on that card. I would love to see, everybody who deserves to be on the card. Conor McGregor, everybody, Ronda Rousey, hell, dude, let's bring them everybody back, all the stars. Another fight that was announced was Merab versus Peter Yan 2. And right off the bat, I don't have any problems with this fight other than these. Dude, why? And this is another thing, dude. This is another situation where there's just must not be that many people who are worthy of putting in this, high up spot on the main card to sell these events or whatever the case is, because we're getting Merab versus Yan 2 when really Yan he's coming off a win over. We saw how the first fight with Yan went. I mean, it was pretty much like a no contest, bro. It was all freaking Merab all day. He did his thing. He spammed a bunch of takedowns and he won the fight. So I can't imagine that. I don't even know if we've seen Peter Yan's wrestling, improve since his last fight with Merab, because as far as I'm concerned, he's fought pretty much favorable matchups with people who are primarily strikers. So I don't think that it's been tested since Merab. And if it hasn't, and he hasn't been working on that, we're just pretty much going to see either a rinse and repeat of the first fight, or it's going to be a finish for Merab this time. Petr Yan is not really the type of guy to get finished, but if there's a guy to do it, it's freaking Merab, dude. He's getting better, and everybody's taking notice of this. Merab, he's just killing it, bro, and he's doing this thing, dude. I will say that, like I said, he's heavy on the takedown spam, but it works, and I'm going to choose to appreciate what I'm seeing because he's the best at it, and if there was anybody else who could stop it, then they would have done it by now, and it's not happening. We're seeing Merab dominate these guys, dude. He's about to actually start lapping the division pretty soon. So I'm just loving it, and all praise to Merab, dude. May his reign continue until he comes across a guy who can actually give him a run for his money, because he's already reaching that territory where it's like, okay, he's just beating everybody. Umar was supposed to be the guy. That was supposed to be, and it really did live up to the hype and expectations. It was a close fight. I personally believe that Umar won that fight, but it was a close fight, and it could have went either way. And now it just seems like, he's just doing these rematches now. Sean O'Malley, and now it's going to be Petr Yan. But Merab, he does not complain, dude. He does not even choose his opponents. Anybody who they've thrown in front of him, he has been happy to sign on the dotted line. So we got to give Merab his praise. But these are the two biggest upcoming fights that are in circulation right now, and I can't wait to see it. UFC 321, it's gonna be amazing. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.